I just heard that there was a poll that got sent out via text to a lot of people. I've heard from people in Kearney, Kansas City, and Gladstone, and North Kansas City that the poll went out.
And that poll asked Clay County residents about the Royals building a stadium north of the river. This new poll comes after the Missouri State Senate passed a bill creating a sports complex authority there. Thanks for joining us at 5. I'm Bria Leff.
I'm John Holt. Recent talk on the Royals has centered around Washington Park downtown or a suburban Kansas site. But 2 years after the team first targeted North Kansas City, then chose the Crossroads, Clay County believes it's back in the mix. Fox 4's Jonathan Ketz live from 18th and Fayette, the site north of the river the Royals once considered.
John, especially with that vote that failed south of the river back in April of 2024, Clay County leaders say don't forget about them. Democratic Missouri State Senator Maggie Nurenburn says there have been very close conversations with the Royals to bring a ballpark to North Kansas City.
I have not had direct conversations with the Royals on this very issue, but I do have an understanding that they're very serious about this spot. I think this is it's really come down to if we're going to do a stadium in Missouri, that this is, I think, the top spot right now.
If the Royals decided to build north of the river, the county would own the ballpark. Fox 4 asked Clay County Commissioner Jason Withington Tuesday if he knew who came out with the poll.
So I have not heard definitively, but if I was going to guess, I would guess probably the team.
The Royals didn't provide comment in time for our deadline Tuesday. Nurenburn says the bill regarding the sports complex authority could make Clay County the home of the Chiefs or the Royals in one shape or another.
You think the Chiefs could build their practice facility there too?
Yeah, yep. There's been a lot of good conversations that if the Chiefs decide, they've been looking at improving their facilities. I think a lot of folks have recognized that. That's certainly been shared by the players on their, end of the year surveys that they want enhanced training facilities. I think Chiefs are really looking at that as well as being a potential home for a headquarters training facility. And again, my understanding is that having seen that site, that there is room for both. If the Royals choose to call that home for their new stadium and the Chiefs decide to bring their training facility, that there's ample space for both.
A Chiefs spokesman said Tuesday they have no additional information to share at this time. And to add on to that, Nurenburn says that if the Chiefs stadium is going to stay in Missouri, it would say basically south of the river. The Chiefs could renovate GEHA Field at Arrowhead Stadium. When it comes to a practice facility, that could go at a place like here, she believes.
Good afternoon. This is Sam Vaughan for Sam's Sports Report. Today's date is Thursday, April 17, 2025. North Kansas City, Missouri, Clay County residents are speaking out on how they feel about recent polls went out April 13th, asking them how they feel about the portion and the potential of Kansas City Royals baseball park in North Kansas City. Now, meanwhile, Jackson County is more than 2.5 hour times the size of Clay County. So if the Royals are serious about building the North Kansas City sales tax for just one team, they would have be more than 3.16 of the sales tax, whether the Royals currently on get to the South River. If the Royals are downtown selection, North Kansas City would have vote for a new stadium and require up to half sales tax increase. 40 years of knowing this would support or oppose the new stadium in North Kansas City. One question's asked. I'd rather have them here or where they're at rather than the downtown Kansas.
Kearney resident Gary Shake said.
Kansas City Tow Company hit with a new charge. Platte County Shuck lives more than 20 minutes away from the one-opposed ballpark site in North Kansas City near 18th and Vine Avenue and
Fayette.
He said he would support the 1.5 sales tax the Royals wanted in Clay County to build a stadium. I do. When asked if he thought in his city would they support something like this, we pay the Kansas City Zoo, so yeah, I don't see any problem with it. Both Tuesday and Wednesday, Royals wouldn't confirm whether they were the ones who paid the bill for the poll. There might be not for me, Claymont County Mount resident Bob Kennedy said when asked if he thought the Royals would support Clay County have since the sales tax. I'm not a Royals fan. I'm a Chiefs fan, so I wouldn't vote for something for them. But I'd rather see them stay down there where they're at. Our interview with Shaka and Cohen were at Chapel on Wednesday, a 1-minute drive from North 18th and Fayette. Before we talked to them, we interviewed former Jackson County Democrat Committee Chairman Phil Lavoto. It tells me that someone is entering seriously about looking at locations, Lava said when asked what he thought about Clay County poll. They needed some evidence, document, figure, show it would pass their vote to do like, and if they would have the support of it. I don't know who that is. I don't know if the teams, if that is in Cass County government, or could some business like to avoid team's ownership. He would want the people to think in business it's smarts. It's time to spend the little money on the poll, even if it's verbal opportunity, he said. There's something in Jefferson City and creating new county sports authority. So wheels in motion, look at the site, and maybe that's something they have what to do. Let's see if the voters would jump on board in new taxes. Lava still supportive of a new Royals ballpark going to Jackson County, though he said he had been approached by the people who want him to be Jackson County's interim executive if Democrats and Royals Hall of Famer Frank White is recalled. White is offensive element of the story for Wednesday night deadline. Latov, he also believes he could work with the Missouri Republican Governor Mike Coey on the stadium issues, and Governor Coey office wouldn't commit on the story either. Idle leaders say we're already feeding impacts of Trump tariffs in Kansas City. I will say today he is with Frank White as executive counter. I agree that Lavato continued to when he argued that Governor Coey may be supportive of a North Kansas City ballpark, then a downtown one in Kansas City. If Frank White is out and he is a partner of Jackson County, he already has
infrastructure.
They already have a sports authority, and you can put it together. The roadblock for Governor Coey, and that's Jackson County, an executive specifically, not legislation, but executive law. Voto said he wouldn't run an actual county executive race 2026, no matter what happens with this position in the next year and a half. MLB, the Royals will play the Tigers. The Royals got swept by the Yankees Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. Michael Lorenzo is on the mound for the Royals, and Reese Olson is on the mound for the Tigers. The Royals dropped below 500. Some say with the schedule, the toughest part of the year. As they are 6 for 51 in runners in scoring position. The Cardinals will play the Mets. Andre pulled 2-2 with a 2.30 ERA. In Griffin County, he is an ERA of 4.20. The Cardinals are favored in this one tonight. The Cardinals and Mets are in the top of the first. First and second, 2 out. The Cubs had the day off and lost 4-2 yesterday in a final. The Cubs are 12-9. The Padres are 15-4. NBA. The Heat played the the Hawks tomorrow for a play-in game for the playoffs. It's winning and you're in, winning, losing, you're out. Lose out. The Hawks will have more tomorrow. Last night, the Heat won rather easily, advancing to this game over the Bulls, who are now out as the Bulls lose 109-90. Heat play the Hawks tomorrow at 6. The Mavericks beat the Kings, and they have one more game to try to get into the playoffs and see who moves on. It will be either the Grizzlies or Mavericks tomorrow at 8:30 to see who gets in. Tip-off is tomorrow at 8:30. More tomorrow. This is Sam Vaughan for Sam Sports Report.